Good evening, folks. It's 2210 on the 22nd day, 4th month, 2023. Skull and bone numerology type day. But I digress. And what I'm looking at here is what looks like a big field of EMF. However, when you look inside the field of EMF, you'll see this bomb cluster right here in the typical formation of the flower of death, as I often call it. And the flower that I like to see blossom. And flowers are supposed to blossom on the ground, right up in the sky, maybe just not that high up, You're trying to find sillinesses about something like this, and it's hard, but it's the only way I can maintain that even keel. As you guys say, he's quirky, but I find the humor is ha ha ha, ooh, maybe I'll break through some thick skulls. And they can realize that something's going on in this Mickey Mouse type world. They look like Mickey Mouse on ice skates over here, right? You see, it's a Disney world that we got going on, being cool bricked by the gold bricks. They just sit around and think they have value. They do nothing but sit there. Yep, as I zoom back, you figured out where we are yet? Right, today I'm going to start in Canada, because I've got a view of the ground, and I told somebody if I will try very hard to remember to do Canada, and yes, Australia, I have you well loaded already. And nobody's been forgotten. But I decided I wanted to do a world tour because of what I'm seeing over here on the newfound land. It's old found land, really. It should change the name now. Hey, we are here. And let's have a good look up in this area in the Newfoundland, Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, coast of Maine, and what was this a new one? What's this? Prince Edward Island. And we call the chemtrails oceans over here. Near Yarmouth. Stubborn. Stubborn. That's a chemtrail, like a jet. It's like all the flights that leave the United States will check in here as they go over. Yet, where the Marconi station was. And they get handed off to the Atlantic, and they're under roll until they get the next air traffic control gets a hold of them. Look at this here. There's chemtrails. Look how much they've spread out. Look at this square. These are not natural clouds, and contrails are supposed to dissipate. And if what's going on here is absolute pollution, you're pimping to Plimpton. It's a mighty big river, you're calling it little. Maybe it don't like that. We'll have to cancel the culture in that name. Chemtrail, and then they go across the Atlantic and it ceases. But the conditions were conducive. There's the beak, there's the crest. Anybody who follows my Imaginarium work will just see what I just showed them here. Well, when you go out in the ocean here, we get that's not a round circulation. If you look at the shadow of this that's above it, and down way in the center here, you see squares. Square with a dot with streamers coming off of it. A chem bomb. In the center of the screen here. I hope this is streaming okay, and good day to you too as well. I can see occasional comment. It gives me 2 bars of lines that go by. So good morning to you as well, Sue. Maria, I can't quite catch your last name. Ashwa. I know your last name, Ashwal. There we go. What we got going on here? See the squareness to these things? This is all done with EMF. Those are scalar squares. Well, a line of energy could come along, butt up on this one. Then you got a low deck that might not have one at all. And this one's coming along. This one up here is coming straight on its own, flowing. And it was flowing because I looked at a moving image of this earlier. And I'm not going to show. You're not allowed to see some of my websites. Sorry. They take them offline when I show them. Doesn't matter, as long as I know it, at least to accuracy. It's all that matters. Nazified skies, folks. People don't want to see what's going on. N-O-T-S-E-E, like a Nazi. Yep, schwabbing it along. If there was a COVID, the sky would have it. Any bird flying through this would have it illness. And when they go transatlantic crescents, breathing this stuff, unless there's some serious air filtration systems on the plane, I know sometimes above some masses of cloud, I would start sneezing, and other people start sneezing at the same time. Look, they use bombs and wrote U.S. in the sky or in the middle of the ocean, like nobody's going to notice it. Like Robert's not going to take one beautiful look at his mother every day and hope to see what he longs to see. A day when they finally stop doing this. We've got a blockhead out here. We've got a nose going in about. It's this squareness. And you see these kind of lines here? It's where they'll edit out the feed so you can't see quite as clearly. So the documentation becomes flawed. The data set becomes questionable. Like, isn't there some questioning of temperature data sets going on down below the equator somewhere? I believe there is. So full sky lashes, I call these. But there's just streamers and streamers of chemicals with metallic particulates seeking ground. And this is going over the top of those microwave popcorn clouds. And when you zoom in on them, you still have to start thinking to yourself, wow, this sure does take a lot of effort. It must be taking a lot of money. It has to be funded by someone that wants to be a trillionaire. Well, the Gates Foundation funds this, the Couch Group funds this, and one guy seems to be at the head of a whole lot of experiments involving balloons and releasing stuff in the atmosphere. And Dr. Keith from Harvard, you have a doctor named Caldera, has suggested we should have the same gases as a volcano released in the sky. The coincidence of a guy named Caldera pushing volcano gases. You can't make this up. In the middle of the ocean, this is out in the Atlantic. As I'm moving on my way toward England, I could just see Ireland over here coming into view. That's the first thing you'll see when you come across these islands. You see these fingers sticking out. The English must have cut the middle one off because the Ireland was flinging it at them too much. But I digress. Big plume of something sharded out in the sky. Welcome to Ireland. The UK Dragons is evident there. Hi, I have all 8 of them. We got the Schwein, the Schwab-Schwan, and a lot of different colors being refracted in the ice crystals of these chemical catalysts that have nucleated these condensates. And lots of different layers of the atmosphere, because this one's put a shadow on that one, which is then going to put a shadow down here on that one from this one, which is going over the top of that one. Boy, are they busy. So I guess while something is descending through the atmosphere, it might have an altimeter on it. It just, lets things deploy at a certain height. That's not a very hard thing to do. An atmospheric pressure switch, a simple spring, I could do that determining. Chem bomb deployed here, streaming off in this big mass of crap, with the heaviest thing right here, shaped like a triangle. Is it possible this is a TRB sighting? They have a couple ways they can cloak themselves. One of them is they can generate ions around themselves. They make a cloud. That's a military craft capable of deploying. Another way is they have photo cells underneath them. Look like little camera screens, or little TV screens. And they can project what's on top of the craft, under the craft. They got some sneakers out now that are flipping with that stuff on it. That'll show what's around you when you're wearing those shoes. They're like $6,000 or something ridiculous. A pair of sneakers. Huh? Really? Imagine a football player wearing that. You wouldn't know where his feet was going to be going to kick the ball. Meanwhile, we got a big 6, which is easy to do with a Vortex. Right, yeah. When I see U.S. written in this guy, it was kind of blatant. As we cruising along here, just the chemtrail tour of the world. It was another one of them big squares, streamer not. Boom, 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 boom. Right there on the edge. You see the heavier coma being created around a big ball of something. 2 of them. One going over the top of the other. And that one looks very chemi-fueled. Something's in a line here. It's a little bit heavier with a streamer going to each side. It looks like maybe they were going out there practicing dog fights and one of them let off one of those angel blossom looking things. And it looks like we are in Glasgow. Hello, Scotland. And the haggis. The haggiest haggis hag. Lives there somewhere. Haggy, Haggis Hag. See, is it square? The shadow it's creating. You got to learn where the shadow is, what direction. Where was the sun? Because everything's a black chemtrail does not necessarily mean it's sprayed graphene oxide. First, you have to prove it was graphene oxide. If you were spraying something black, it was most likely be carbon black. Konica Minolta does it. It might also be coal ash byproduct from the making of the bunker fuels. That quality of fuel that's used by military and transports, and we see them dump that. See the chem bombs I'm showing you right off the coast here of Formby? Let's make our way around the world. I did start in Canada. And this is me. This is where it was over the tap of where Ione Shop number 1 is. Over here at Dover Bridge. Look at these bombs here. So how many levels of crap did I have? I never once saw the sky. So the only way I saw it here is by looking at this. You see that triangle right there? We've had that kind of deployments going on. I show those all the time. As we head toward Megawatt Valley, you'll always see a lot of steam on a highway corridor between Leeds and Manchester and across this way. A lot of power plants along this corridor here. Steaming it up, putting that water in the atmosphere. And that big bomb was off the coast of Liverpool, you know. And it's the ferry across the Mersey goes over here. It's very colorful too. But I digress. And as I head into the Netherlands, you know, all you could think about is Amsterdam, and all I can see is a huge cloud of filth. And that was where I don't understand how to pronounce names, so things are about to get interesting. Volva Vega. Or Vega. That sounds cool. A lot of different colors being refracted in the sickness mix above the top of us. It's got a very aluminum hydroxide. Look that one up. Aluminum hydroxide. It's very easy to make with the ingredients we already know have fallen out from the sky in soils, in hair samples. Y'all checking your acid content of your rain? You got some litmus paper? Come on, be posting it. We could document this to yourself. You ask what you can do. We can all do this. You check your own urine too. See if your electrical system of your body is functioning properly so everything can work right. Right? Right. Body electric, man. Universe electric. Chemtrail wires connecting energy from one spot to another from the atmosphere. Boy, can the storms get big now. Seeing unbelievable lightning because, well, there's so much metal in the atmosphere. It's to be expected. Even those rare things of sprites where a lightning bolt goes up from the top. You see those reds and greens of them are much more common now than they used to be. I own that down to high upper level atmospheric pollution from nanometallics. And that are very conductive. You know, they lower the resistance of the atmosphere. And well, we need to raise the resistance on the ground a bit, I think. Are you going to be part of the raising of the resistance? We have to, because beautiful forests of green are just 1 hour away from looking like that. And then that sulfuric acid burning them out. So maybe one day that's all that'll be left, and we will be the red planet. I don't want to accept that as a fate. I was raised to think of the big blue marble, and we're far from it. So let's see, we're over Kiev here. See any buildings burning? See any signs of war here? I don't. As I read, there was something going on in Kiev. So let's go back a few days here. It's the 22nd. No burning buildings. Indeterminable. Unless the wind was blowing west. I don't see no black smoke above the chem, and I'd often see that every time there was a buildings burning. No smoke. They had a key battle on the 16th, didn't they? No smoke. I'm not seeing a war. No smoke. No smoke. I did this at the beginning of the war too. No smoke. And I'm just going to look at Kiev. They seem to like to flash that on the nose. No smoke. On 9/11, you could see one building burning way out to sea. It would look like this. You want to see 9/11? I'm going to take it out there. Let's go there. I'm going to go there. We're going there. We're going to go to September 11th. You want to see what one building looks like burn? I'm going to make a point. I just feel I have to. This is what one building burning looks like. It's 9/11. This one, that's the Twin Towers. That's 9/11. And the next day you could still see the smoke going different direction. They hadn't got it out. So you can't tell me. Can't tell me that looking with your eyes can't determine some things. It's very important we stay focused on this reality around us and don't let that boob tube of the television, the gossips of the ears of people that think you know something about digestive bifidus and not look it up and see it's a marketing word. But I'm going to continue my tour. Yeah, you got to see me. Yeah, that was 9/11. Yeah, I gotta get out of there. The quickest way for me to get out of that screen is to close this one. So what I'm gonna do is do that. I'm gonna go to Mimic now. I want to show a quick beam blast. I want to just recording this data for myself. I could pinch this out later with a screenshot. There we go. I got a full roll timestamp. Yeah, I've watched beam fire. It's very faint coming up the coast all the way through there. It just happened. But it's not nothing I'm going to feature. So what I'm going to do is reload worldview. Some place labels tall. And where was I? I said I started in Canada. I was headed towards Australia. So let's continue. Yeah, we'll go for the other directions. Usually I gotta wait. I said I'd do someone else first, and I am. So here we are in the Dakotas here. We get those, they carved mountains down. They tore down the ancient giants of the ancestors and put pictures of presidents up there, you know. Gotta put your corporate leaders' pictures on the wall of the hall of, you know, going to the board of directors rooms. Or on every street corner if you're trying to control people. So he's looking at you. Chemtrail. Boom, boom's down on the low deck. That's sickness mix. It's not just microwave clouds here. See the triple shot there? There's one of the coma, boom, boom, boom. These are boom, boom, booms, folks. It's not just microwaves. The microwaves is the matrix in which they're forming. The matrix. Or you could call it the shit-stained skies. Here we got a Sanchez. Over here for Louisville, there's the Slugger. Whammo. Look at that crap over here at Scottsburg. I like covering the USA. At least I know how to pronounce the names. I think this one here is called West Virginia. Virginia? Be a land grab coming near when the Trump administration comes and grabbing like in Virginia. You get to Hagerstown with a big scalar square over the top of it. Baltimore. Smashed. Absolutely smashed. Get here toward a nice body of water known as the Delaware Bay. Look at this crap off the coast here. The Gulf Stream waters. And the Gulf Stream waters. To the chem-bombed highways. You get shit-stained skies, yay. New York, you Nork, the fallout comes down. That place is so popular you go from this airport over here to leave. They make you go to New Jersey. They got a hell of a view there across their runway, I'll tell you that. Yeah, it's one of them views that you Wow, look at that. We're leaving now. All right, here we go. Another big old crap stain, crap stain, crap stain. Stain, 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 stain. Stains! The Pirates of the Caribbean are bombing up the skies. Here we go. We're gonna go back west again. Hey, are they brewing up one here? Oh, yeah. Here comes a storm for America. Here's the first signs of the brewing of a hurricane. If it's named after a man, maybe it should be a hurricane now. Or the Theacane. We're going to call them Theacanes. And Demicane. Yeah, that's the man of a big old freaking old Chinese dragon looking thing coming to war America. It's going to stretch across the entire Atlantic. With Mr. Burns hoping he's going to get a high electric bill from the cold that's been here in England. Excellent. All done in geoengineered madness. Thousands and thousands of miles of imaginarium sky. But I don't have to imagine the chem bombs or the chemtrails. As they sink back into reality. Sometimes reality sucks. Chem bombs suck. Chemtrails sucks. Complacency sucks. Corporations running wild sucks. Now you suck if you think that don't suck. And while having to say things suck all the time really sucks. And chem bombs suck. They really suck. So we're going to take a quick swipe to the left. Whamma as we head out west. Old Mexico way. Oh, there must be bean day out there today. Because look at these shardy skies over here in West Paez Wilderness. However you pronounce that one. Because I don't even care anymore. They don't care about us. I don't care about them anymore. I just care about y'all as I look at this big square. It'll be a dramatic picture from somebody in the sky. Did you realize that the Louisville Slugger's been laid down? Maybe they hit a home run somewhere and throw the bat on top of you. Who knows? Over here in the Rio communities, the river communities. Diarrhea river in the sky. Oh, got a lot of shadows from a big chemtrail here. We had two chemtrails and chemtrails. We had dueling chemtrails. So these planes went over and polluted the skies and left a big old shadow down there on the ground. So no plants could eat their dinner of sunshine. That's right. We ask for our daily bread in a prayer. Well, I'm going to give them their daily sunshine. Or we will have no daily bread. Get it? As we go west. Oh my, would you look at the girl? Outside Canada, here I can see a little bit of you over here near Williams Lake. And what does it look like? It looks like a gas chamber has come to you. Yep, that's what it looks like over your 100-mile house. Well, that's a long house. Who has to paint that? Well, Tom Sawyer, no wonder you try to play hooky all the time. A triangle formation here, you could just about see. The flower of death here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, with its center coma pointing over to the side. What else we got going on up here? Shardy night. Over here at the old oak tree. They showed it to me. And the sky looked like shit. And I think they'll suck dicks. Oop, he went there. I think they do. I absolutely do. They can say it in a movie. I'm going to say it now. They're being a bunch of dicks. Look what they're doing to our sky. And we should be able to tell the politicians, I'm tired of you being in there in office for 50 years. Or even 4 years and not fixing shit. Suck my dick. I ain't voting for you. No, we're not letting you back in. You didn't fix it. Now, try another person. Now, all of you are fired. Yeah, we voted the rascals out. No, we don't need to vote them out. Ooh. Once a month, one of them goes. That'll fix their shit. And when that guy come in, the Sandman, that they got over there at the Apollo Club with the big cane, and we just be right on out of there. Unannounced. Nah, middle of your speech, now that ain't it. Goodbye, Miss Pollution there. Oh, the one that sat behind whatever was there at the State of the Union there with the mask on. It was showing it wasn't even taped down well around the neck. I'm not being fooled by the live vision anymore. Never was, never will. I can't go that way. I'm going to have to give you this way. Here's was your morning. Now, as we head toward the more expected people been want to watch, and I have to thank the 33 people for still hanging in there, even though they know I'm going to put this online. And I'll look at the bombasticness of something that is about to affect Australia. No, this one's New Zealand's friend. That's Marshmallow out here. As they're making the circulation continue along out here. Oh, no, that's that. Yeah, that one's coming. That's dripping moisture one's coming to you. And New Zealand, this is coming to you. That's coming to you. This is coming to you. Yeah, I'm going to get right to it now. Now we're just going to go with it. I'm going to give you the whammo of it all. Even Access, the conservative Access, who never likes to tell the truth, is finally telling Nelson that after the fives, you're fucked. So they've agreed with my forecast that I've been giving you on and on. From nothing to something means chem bombs. You gotta have chem bombs to fuel the weather. You see, boom, 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 chem bomb in your ass means something to me. I gotta stop doing it through the tip of the kiwi. That's why they call you that, isn't it? Well, that's gonna be the only way they'll think you call it, because the kiwi's gonna be a memory of the book. Between a 1080 on the ground and this falling from the sky. The fracking pollutions of the bubbling up toxic grounds in the middles of places where people don't see it happen. It's still happening. As I look at Inglewood here, I say, Inglewood's fucked. It's really, really fucked. But I told you a while ago, and this here as well, because all these rivers run right to you over here at the way to Ria. Yeah, I know, I'm going to make fun of your names too. And if you correct me about it too much, you're a carrot and you'll get sacked. And if we look at the volcano field, it's going to have a whole lot of water pressing down inside the cinder cones. And then a river ran through it. And I know for a fact after the 10, you're in the middle of about to get something. So I'm going to use those words. About 3 days from now, you will see what the totals here are about to be. I expect these to rise. Huh? Yeah. And from the look of the conditions, it's setting up to be an over one. If it depends where the low hits. If the low comes on this side, you're spared here. But it doesn't look like that to me. This line here is not an EMF line, by the way. I'm just looking at rain totals after 10 days. How much the rain fell here. It's a tendril. They're moving it. It's on the move. And coastal Australia is not looking good. Not looking good at all. Down here. You know, they got accurate. I was going to say, I thought I was going to have to pull the screenshot up. You know, it took a few hours ago. Yeah, it's starting to look like you're about to have an event coming across the coast over here, of the accuracy of which it can't really be determined right yet. I'll tell you what, I'm going to give a good long look at this. I'll tell you what, I'm going to do a live determinants. I've been busy all day. Over here, Mossy Point. You got moss right on your point because you slept without your clothes on for too long. Rip Van Winkle had a Mossy Point. There's only one head here. How come it's plural? The other side's called something else. See? They got that singular because there's only one. I know I'm sillying it up because I know this is going to be bad. The gong. You getting ready over there? You getting your arc ready, gong? You know, the little Kermit coming to counter? Kamer? Kiyama. No, that's not very nice to say. It's not nice to Kiyama. It's not nice at all. It's like throw mama from the train. Ellen! It's like Axl Rose looks like that. Like mama from the train now in the face. I can't unsee it. Now neither will you. My gift to you. Wombayan caves. Is there only like one fig tree in it? It is in the cave. Oh, wow, man. Mayor's Forest Creek. It sounds like some very cool names. It sounds like a very visitable place. Your infrastructure is fucked. Them caves gonna be mine, you Ed. Don't get caught down in anything that's got the word caves in it. And when you get rain like this, or you will be in a place called a Statisticville. And who knows, they may even say you died of COVID 2 years ago, the way they kept stats. Or they're gonna say it's 100 degrees outside when it's 5. Boy, do they need to learn how to read a thermometer. And how to write accurately. I just wanted to see, why are they doing this tone? Why is here? What's going on here? Why? Doesn't look like a key junction. Oh, it is actually. Yeah, it's a great path for a train through here. There's a couple key gaps. Little, yeah, you need some freedom. You need, no, you need some 15-minute-ville. 15-minuting. Oh, it's okay, yeah, make us 15-minute friendly so we live out in beautiful nature. We can't go there anymore. We want the Hunger Game fence. Morons! Some of us already playing that Hunger Game. That's where you have to buy a lottery ticket to see if you can afford the groceries that week. That's the Hunger Game. Scratch card. Hunger Game. And as I keep looking at it, it fails. It never fails. For me to wonder why. I came up with some infrastructure. All we could do is maybe there's this beautiful sunset here and somebody wants Flying Fish Point. Oh, that would be cool to see. I've seen flying fish in front of a boat in Florida. That's the Great Barrier Reef. It looks like a shoreline. It's kind of a little fur inland there. I'd like to check that place out. What do we got here? Mary's winning. Mary Wiener. Oh, somebody has a very Mary Wiener. Hey, alright. We're on Greer Road. Yeah, but I'm not on this street. Oh, the Cuckold Street. Oh, Crookout Street. I gotta wipe my glasses off. No, I don't. I know exactly what I said. But we got Knickers Street. Okay, is that better? I don't have to. I can say you call you Knickers Street. The Bruce. Bruce, you got a very long road. There's lots to flood your ass. To say the Bruce is going to get some water on it, yeah, I think it's a very long guess. It's a very long guess, you know. Hey, you can use that one, Fizzler, in your almanac, because you get a good chance of being right on a whole long stretch. Hey, tribulation, man. It looks like you're in for some trials. What do they want here? What we got going on here? Oh, that's a bird head, see? Oh, I'm going to have a good look at this one. Cape Tribulation. As the chem bombs give you tribulations, turning forests from green to burnt brown. Boom off the coast. Boom over the land. Boom on the food inside your hand because it went in the water and the fruit. The fruit drank it in. Have some nanometallic vitaministic monotonousness of the monotonous GMO corporation, which wants to alter your body, keep you sick, and well, they can definitely keep you in treatment. Have you ever noticed there's no curing wards in a hospital? Only treatments. And when I look at this guy, I see the treatment that people with PhDs are suggesting to be done to our guy, and I find it unacceptable. Very, very unacceptable. See that bomb right there? Go off right on the edge of what's going to become a tropical depression at some point. I recognize the look. See the wagon wheel right there? Spoken it up. We be smoking and they be spoken. Oh, into the Mercaba. Boom! A little extra shot there at the end triangle. A little more going off over here and here. It's Look at these square cluster going here north of Vanuatu here, over in these beautiful coral islands. Places you would see postcards of, and you dream your whole life to go, or having sulfuric acid precursors disposed of over the top of them, and it'll turn into acid. It's not good. Not good at all for calcium-based life forms. So, shellfish ain't selfish, you know. Another one of those bomb formations here, going off. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, with a curler. The 3 6s. 10-minute jumps. This is the explosions of the artillery methods of geoengineering. Booming up some plumes, man. Booming up the plumes. That's not the lucky clover, it's more like the Maltese cress. And if you look right here at the edge, you see another cascading bombs moving towards it. So the magnetic potentials of the two begin to interact with the electric of the sky. And they'll naturally go towards each other. I'm just looking at the holes in these. Boom, 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 boom. Booming and a pluming, man. Booming and a pluming. Weather plans, and who knows why. It's not like it's disclosed to us. Probably have to sign non-disclosure agreements to even to talk about it. Okay, if you're going to take this course in college, you have to go blah, 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 because we're working closely with programs that have sensitivities, you know. Those sensitivity of it all. Meanwhile, not enough people being sensitive about the geoengineering issue because they're programmed to call us tinfoil hat crazy. As I'm looking at these streamers of naturally occurring cloud formations of chem and chem bombs streaming across the entire nation of Australia. It just breaks my heart to see this. And that's okay. Love can heal broken hearts, and the love of the universe is just going to have to be enough for all of us sometimes. The charter in the tower is running out. Go down coast. It's mighty quiet down there. Big streamer or something went over one of these islands here. Tassie, be quiet. He was very busy the other day. You just barely see the microwaves of the station down here that's on. Just about pick it up. I don't like that. The lines on the screen. Alright, now we get better. How we doing out west? No better. No better at all. You have the old swirly girly cow girly got all bombed up. Oh, poor girly. Boom! I'll go a little bit higher than I think. Cam bomb. Little criss right there, the X. Big cluster bomb right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, ho, ho, doo doo, dun, 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 boom, 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 plumed. Boom, 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 plume, boom, 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 plume. Why are my garden wilting? Boom, 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 boom. Why am I coughing? Why am I sneezing? Boom, 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 plume. Boom, 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 plume, boom, 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 plume in your asses, aspirins. Boom, 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 plume. Salmon gums. Hi, try new breath freshener for your salmon gums. Got salmon gums? Fuck morning after breath. Salmon gums. Oh gosh, that just hit my own funny bone. It's not stopping. Oh, the poor Norseman's been eating something really needed washing. It's just salmon gums. And they were Mountain Baker blasting you out here in the ocean. Oh my, look at this cluster out here. Isn't that an odd? Somebody's like, look at the EMF, and I'll be like, that's chem bombs. Are they practicing anti-defense, missile defense there out on helicopters and things out here in the ocean? This is a line of chaff, but the kind that you use to military days. It is. They could call that chaff, you know, and still be, but we know it has an effect on the weather. It made a cloud. It was a chemical trail. Oh, you can see the waveform going through this pretty good. Let me get it on fast. And just see the waveform. Zoom way back now. Took you in the way back. Here's this is going to be an influencer down here, down south. That's going to be an influencer. A lot of times here that's going to be coming your way to meet that air over here in New Zealand, to have a supreme fuckeries of your weeks coming. Absolutely, absolutely big times. So let's have a quick look at the live views of New Zealand here. You see over here, the microwaves are out in the fjord lands. It's not that one with the mountains. I'm talking these little ones here in front. Boom, boom, boom. It let the beams off in the matrix of the microwaves there, and it definitely works more efficiently. See if we can get a view on that. Boom. Oh yeah, we got a full, we have an absolute full sweat sticker right over the dang Tiger radar, the Super Darn. It's like pointing right at it. That's what tipped me off something was going on. I said, I think I seen a beam signature. I was watching a line, and it went up the whole way, and I mean all the way up to the Coral Sea. It tipped me off, and so I know about a move that's just started. I hope you got that on screen. But let's go right back to the swesticular stimulation of the atmosphere. Though any square that's crust inside will yield a Nazi symbol. Right? So your main chem today is low. Very, very low. And it's been falling out on you. This has been streaming over only your what you call your far north. Everybody's got a far north. The north. You ain't gonna go any farther than the north until we start going south. And you gotta turn around. And you're going north again. Briefly. And you gotta turn around. When you get to a certain spot, you sit on a record player. Anyways, and that point's just designated. So anyways, I digress. This is Microwave Island out here, blasting up the center of what's also coming your way, of an object of interest for every New Zealander will be what's in this mass of crap, because this is coming to visit you. You have a visitor. Oh, did you see that bomb connecting here, right where I'm pointing from here, and went, wow. I'm looking off this island. I'm watching if they're interacting with each other. Sometimes you can see them put a beam out towards each other, which creates a block. It has not occurred. All the beams are going that way. And diagonally. Scatola over here. In the middle. It's all a bunch of chem. It's all big shit show, chem show. Television will never tell you the truth, as its name says it's gonna lie to you. And you should always question the statements of known liars and the various scam-a-lama ding-dongs that hang around them. So let me go ahead now and roll the weather plan while I sit back and have a sip of some libation. Beautiful structured water. Yep. Alright, here's what they say is going to happen. The penis insula, you're going to get it till, if I put you anywhere different, New Zealand won't show. I might go like that, maybe now. Well, nobody's living down there in that little island here. Alright, let's you guys look for a minute. I'm going to have a sip of a drink. Isn't that delicious? Isn't that nutritious? It's just water. Diet water. The worst water of all is dehydrated water. It's when your glass is empty. It's as bad as a decaffeinated coffee cup. Man, it looks like I got a little action coming in across Perth that day. Okay, finally got something to show. While a simultaneous wetting of it looks like, let me get back on screen. Yep. Coast of Australia gets a little action there. Let me go back, give you the 24s. You had a bit of a tendril go like snag just a very bad bottom corner and cut its way up as it went past. And so that moisture is going to be mingling. And it moves away. Yay, goodbye, sunny days, sunny days. If the chemtrailers allow it. But out west, as a big line of storms has formed, as this hooked its way across, it runs into that Massacam, and an EMF block that's pushing a pressure ridge from down here, which I already know about. You've got a spinner that was formed across the coast. Now I'm going to go into this area of interest. And all the pressures say that thing has to kind of camp out a bit. Possibly move a little south and spin a second. Yeah. And when you get two strikes, come on, it's got to pinch that off like a turd. It has to. I don't think that's entirely accurate. It's damn sure shows Tassie getting a bit of a smack. Alright, let's go back to the beginning here again. Let's go look at Zealand's with the pressures. You in one of them high zones where it's just going to suck a bunch of crap down towards you from up here. Like if they asked you three choices, which way was the moisture going to go on a test, and just showed you those pressures and it showed a couple islands and you didn't know where you were, that would be your answer. Yeah, the lowest dogs are two competing ones right here. They're only 2 ticks apart. It should be non-existent. That's near impossible. If it's 64 to 62, these things don't know where the hell to lean. It's very chaotic down there. That's very chaotic flow. There has to be a real low one, lower than that. There it is, 51. There had to be one owning those. Huh? That's coming your way. That's gonna be a driving factor, because they'll get down here. Let me see if we can do this. And they'll have effect of, because in this hemisphere you're moving this direction on a low. So that would make that a cyclonic system. High and is an anticyclone in this hemisphere, and they works the same way. In northern hemisphere, just the definition of a cyclone is by the rising towards the rising sun. Rotates toward the rising sun, it's a cyclone. Rotates away from the rising sun, it's an anticyclone. That's the exact definition that you will put down on a test. If you copied that answer from me, you would get it correct. So as I'm looking down here, I'm seeing how much cold is getting kicked up. So now I see snowflakes. I know there's moisture that's being moved in the form of ice in the higher or middle levels of the atmosphere. Okay, I have to take that into account. I told you I was going to do a long-term sustenance today. So, when I get over here to the 10, yeah, I'll pretty much know what's going on. Well, that just happened. Guess what dropped? This is a guess what's dropped game. You have to be exact. I'll only tell you if you're correct. Oh, man. That high is camped out in a bad way there, Queensland. A really bad way. Remember, the flow on this is like this. And when that forms, she'll ride it, or the moisture gets just stripped and sent. Boom, boom, and it's split in 5 tendrils. And them big boomers coming out of there will be the heaviest flows. And I do keep track of how they move them. It's a spinner. A low has formed, ladies and gentlemen. They're going to drop a bomb, which means another storm has to form here to push it. There's no other way that's going to work. Can't happen any other way. Where's the other low? There it is. It started to form. Oh, Lando Caney looking. Yep, had a form. Oh, that's bad. I wonder where these totals were going to come from the gong. So right here's where your action is going to come down there, Sydney. And all down this way. It's because of a pressure movement between these two and the one out here in the Coral Sea. Hey, wondered how that was going to happen. That's the only way that's going to work. And it's going to send some shit right over to you guys. Over in New Zealand as well. Because it's being driven by factors down here. When the 52 came around, it fucked you. I told you, as that thing comes over, it's going to affect your weather. Damn. That's not good. Her 8's away. That's going to be wicked. It could pinch. It should pinch again. Yeah. Fuck. It's a really bad day. Because it's got all the dynamics of this cold closer. We're the tropical air down and the moisture. And it's got a show on 2 different coasts to get you to think that the climate chaos is happening on the weekends when people are watching television. So they can tell lies to the vision of people, to create a vision of a future they want. Well, I manifest deep blue skies. I manage no more chem bombs happening. And I manage every day to show you this somehow while manifesting not everything I want all at once. We gotta walk our truth, just like we gotta walk every day. If you don't tell the truth to yourself, that's very, very sad. Living a life of illusion. Right. And then I stay here. Pressures clearly say, New Zealand, you are fucked. You got about that's going to stall. There's nowhere for it to go. That's tied up. That's tied up. Tendril for the Polynesia's been moved down south, but it's still going to affect these islands out here. It's been moved south, which is good news for them, finally. But these are still kicking that flow right into that corridor here. Give me a minute when I think about this. That's going to stall. It's going to this is going to keep going around out here for at least a day and a half past this. It'll keep spitting tendrils towards us that'll get collected by this and drove straight in. That's just how that's going to work. Man, you guys got another soggy 2 weeks. It looks like you got some time off. A little bit. So use the sunny days as best you can when your sky's looking like a big shit can all the time. So let's see if we can actually have any weather radar to show today, since it seems to be not so important for some countries' data to get out. Nothing to show here, folks. Nothing to show here. Blasting out to sea for sure. Bzzz, the nipple ripple is going on there hard. Ooh, ice cube in it. Iced, baby. Ooh, aerial skies. Aerial, boom, plumed your skies. If you spray too much, some things will die. I know what I just did. Doom, doom, boom. Plume, plume, plume. Boom, 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 boom. Fairness for all is forward I cry. If they don't, we'll punch them in the eyes. In the skies, you can't hide. And hide your lies when they're in the skies. Boy, did you guys get sprayed like bugs. With that said, and with that done, if you can't be good at it, do it again. Be you, be free, be one. Big love, peace.